I like this comment right here, is that the investors are going to run scared because taxes really went up. I'm
Well,
curious to see what happens this year. So, Byron, this is something we talk about on the channel quite a bit. In Texas, every single year, your taxes are reassessed and they give you a new value of your taxes. So basically, what they say is like, okay, your tax rate is 2%, and we think that your home was 600 last year, but it's 700 this year. And so last year, we saw taxes go up 56%. So I think while you're seeing a lot of investors, and Aaron's nailing it right here, saw these huge jumps and go, I can't raise my rents high enough to actually cover that. And so now we're seeing where there's a disparity a little bit in some of these investment purchases that people bought as far as what they could have rented it for and now with taxes. So I'm curious to see with prices coming down, will people in Texas and in Austin be able to actually argue the value of their home even less? I personally do not think that our tax districts have the stomach for that or care to do that. So we're going to see an even bigger pinch this year when they go back up. I guarantee you, Ian, in May, if they go up, we are going to hear so many people screaming at our legislators to fix this.
well, Byron actually put out something about the appraisal process changing, and I wonder how that's going to affect us here on a local level.
With the Fannie Mae change
Yeah.
on the appraisals.
hmm
Uh,
The value driven, because we're a non-disclosure state. People are pretty private with that. But then, so like you have builders that they don't tell anybody. You just have to figure it out. But then now, if they're going off of
well, they're gonna take into consideration agent
you said
input,
third party, yeah, yep.
inspector input, even, which I thought that was a little odd.
Well,
I,
the
I
big
think
one was loans. So you said
yeah.
now they're going to be looking at their loan value, because before you had to do the appraisal. Now they're just going to say, okay, how much of a loan did you get? So the people that are paying cash or paying a larger down payment, they might be in a different situation.
So I want to answer this just to show that this person is not totally with us here. This is straight to voicemail saying, just to be honest, Austin peaked in 2021. He's also saying that we're scared and squeamish. I don't know. I got a lot of investments I'm good with. But this peak right here looks to me, if I'm not mistaken by the chart that I've put together, to be the peak, and it peaked in 2022. So sorry, dude, you're a little wrong there. Keep trolling.
Well, listen, people that have been renting the same basement apartment, they finally got out of their parents' basement and now they're
Yeah.
renting a basement apartment, and they've been doing it for 21 years. They want to keep telling themselves they've made the right decision for 21 straight years. And listen, you probably do have an under market rent, straight to voicemail, because it's like, hey, I've got a tenant for 21 years. Yeah, I'll give you $200-300 off the rent every single month. Happy to have you, brother. Way to go.
I'm curious what peaked means. Right.
Wow.
He meant values. I was assuming on the values. Here's the thing, right? We're definitely going to see, and we're seeing it right now, pressure from all different areas on prices. Taxes is something you can't run from. If you got a 50% increase in 1 year, to me, that's as big as an issue as anything we've talked about. I own property in Florida. It's where my primary residence is now, and they've got a really good tax system on, property taxes. You get your homestead if it's your primary, and it just goes up, a little bit, a certain small percentage each year, but it's a calculation that they use, and it's really low in comparison to where I own property in Connecticut. It doesn't get out of control. Connecticut can get all kinds of tax increases. That is an issue, and it's what we saw in Connecticut. Why Connecticut took so long to come back. It took COVID for spots in the Northeast to come back because the property taxes were too high. So that would be the one thing that can really hurt Austin. If property taxes get so high, the money's got to come from somewhere, and it'll come from the valuation.
So I pulled something up thinking about what you were saying as far as the numbers and specifically the vacancy. Someone had mentioned vacancy. Of the 430 homes, 290, almost 300 of them are vacant.
Yeah. This is something I've been talking about a while, is that if you actually went through, Ian, and changed it and went to the entire MLS and then went to vacant properties, just as vacant. Now, not all of them, when they say vacant, some of those occupied properties are going to be vacant. They just, put it as occupied. But I guarantee you, if you did the math on it right now, over half of the listed properties in the market right now are vacant.
That's interesting to me.
I've looked at
It's a
it.
big number.
I look at it pretty much every month. I haven't looked at it. I mean, we're in the first day of this month, but
Now,
usually I look at it, over half, almost 60% are actually vacant.
they need that much rehab, or what's the?
No, either. So you got to lump into that part of that's new construction. So it's going to show up as vacant.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of stuff that's just vacant. Like the seller moved out. It was their second home. They moved up and did their move up or whatever. And so that home is still sitting there because they didn't knock the 2005 off of it. They want the 2023 home, but they didn't, they left the 2005 on the home they're selling. So it's still sitting there with the 2005 on it. Selling, hey, it's a 2000s home. It's brand new, right? Yet it's almost 20 years old and it looks 20 years old. So that's a problem with some of that information.
Well, some of them could be open door. They still have some properties around here. They still have a handful of properties around here.
Yeah, they do actually have quite a bit. Yeah, open door is pretty prevalent still.
And if you look at what open door, how many homes did they buy last year, and they're selling them all at a loss right now?
It's a great business model.
Yeah, when you're using other people's money, I guess you can afford to do it.
Well, I have a friend who works for Bungalow. And so, well, no longer Bungalow. He doesn't work there anymore. But Bungalow is one of the subsidiaries of those big companies that go through and just purchase up as many properties as they can. They rehab them and rent them out. And I kept saying that. I was like, you guys have to keep absorbing other people's money. You don't have your own money. You're just taking other people's money to purchase these homes. It's like, no. I'm like, you guys have to take other investors' monies. Otherwise, you're not creating enough wealth or enough revenue off of just the rents that you're making on those after rehab and everything. It's going to take years for you to actually be a profitable company. He kept arguing with me until he realized, oh, yeah, no, you're right. We just took $300 million from the Koch brothers or whatever it was, maybe $100 million from the Koch brothers. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to need to keep taking investor money. Otherwise, you guys cannot continue to purchase properties because when you go to sell them, you're going to take a hit. So
all these companies that keep coming into, and it happens a lot in Austin because they start in Arizona and they seep their way into Texas and some of these other markets that are running TV commercials in your home telling you that they are going to change the way real estate has always been done. They're lying to you. There's one company that's changed the face of real estate, and it's already happened. They've already won. It's Zillow. All these other companies right now that are following are absolutely not going to change anything. Open door is something that's always happened.
Thanks for watching this short of the Real Amigos podcast. For more live streams, hit here. For more clips, hit here. We'll catch you on the next one.